Well, tomorrow marks the beginning of early voting in the presidential primary election in Georgia. We've been talking about this forever, and now it's finally here. Our very own Atlanta News First reporter, Bridget Spencer, joins us live in downtown Atlanta tonight. And Bridget, this is just one of the many polling locations that voters can go to.
That's correct, Tori. They're trying to make it convenient for a lot of people. The Fulton County Government Center is one of dozens of locations where voters can come in and cast their vote early. Now, it might be hard to believe, like you mentioned, but we are already entering the presidential primary election season. The Fulton County Government Center is quite a popular location we have seen over the past few years, but you do have 36 locations where you can pick from. Locations are open from Monday to Friday, 9 to 7. They're also open on weekends with some limited hours beginning tomorrow. Now, it's a big election year, as we've been talking about. We just spoke with one voting rights advocate who told us just how passionate she is about getting people out to vote. We talked to her. She's been canvassing earlier today, trying to make sure that people know that early voting starts tomorrow. We're also told that 7 early voting locations will double as absentee ballot drop-off locations. So they're really just trying to make it convenient for a lot of people. Now, coming up later tonight on Atlanta News First at 11, you're going to hear more from that voting rights advocate who says she is really just trying to make sure that people get out and make sure their voice is heard. For now, we're live in downtown Atlanta. Bridget Spencer, Atlanta News First.
And the best part about early voting, you can go to any precinct. Take advantage of it. All right, well.